At first glance, Thank Goodness You're Here looks like the perfect cozy game. All soft colours, friendly faces, and a town straight out of a storybook. But give it 5 minutes and the same town will hit you with enough absurdity to make you question your sanity. You watch as suspicious sausages fall through holes, partake in mowing down lovey-dovey flowers, and help a guy with a long arm go shopping for some reason. It's charming, it's weird, and it might just be Britain's strangest idea of cozy yet. But the real question is, does it truly earn that cozy label? Let's get into it. At its core, Thank Goodness You're Here is a hand-drawn adventure game set in a fictional northern English town of Barnsworth, where you play as a travelling salesman who arrives a bit too early for his big meeting with the mayor. With time to kill, you wander around the town chatting with locals, running odd errands, and getting tangled in increasingly ridiculous situations. What starts as a polite visit quickly unravels into a journey steeped in British humour, regional quirks, and wonderfully strange encounters. And the more you explore, the more Barnsworth reveals its mix of charm, mischief, and madness. In Thank Goodness You're Here, you're free to simply soak in the delightful weirdness unfolding around you. Humour is the game's strongest connector. It invites you in with silly voices, expressive faces, and quick, witty banter. While those familiar with British culture will catch the subtle jokes and regional quirks, you don't need to be from the UK to enjoy this game. The game thrives on a sense of playful, innocent mischief that's impossible not to love, balancing its eccentricity with genuine warmth. That blend of gentle humour, lovingly detailed art, and vibrant hand-drawn environments creates something surprisingly cosy. It's not cosy in the traditional sense of quiet farming or slow life sims. It's cosy in a way a quirky small town pub might be, full of personality, laughter, and comfort in its chaos. Thank Goodness You're Here wraps its weirdness in friendliness, offering a kind of cozy that's as much about belonging as it is calm, making it a thoroughly enjoyable and engaging experience throughout. So it's a 2 out of 2 for player connection. By the end, I feel like an honorary resident of Barnsworth, confused, slightly traumatised, but weirdly content. The game invites you to wander through the town of Barnsworth at your own pace, interact with quirky locals, and experiment with the strange, cartoon-like world around you. There's a wonderful sense of discovery in simply seeing what happens next, whether it's accidentally triggering a slapstick chain reaction or uncovering a new corner of the town filled with odd humour and events. The open structure encourages curiosity, making the experience feel personal and organic. While you do get the sense that it's a guided experience, it never feels restrictive, and you have the impression that the world is yours to explore at your own pace. The slap mechanic keeps you constantly engaged because you can't wait to see what ridiculous, unexpected reaction is hidden around the next corner. Thank Goodness You're Here does not unfortunately give you full agency though, as the story unfolds in a set order, and while you can approach interactions in different ways or at different times, your choices don't really alter the outcome or change the narrative. It's less about what you decide to do and more about when you stumble into the next situation. Its design keeps the pacing tight and the humour consistent, but it also means players seeking meaningful impact or consequence might feel detached, as you don't have the ability to shape the town in your own way. That said, the lack of deep control doesn't always feel like a flaw. The game's charm lies in surrendering to its chaos, letting the eccentric humour and art direction carry you along. Still, when viewed through the lens of player agency, Thank Goodness You're Here sits in an awkward middle ground. It's enough interactivity to feel alive and immersive, but not enough to give the players a true sense of ownership. So it's a 1 out of 2 for sense of agency. It's the kind of game where you're not really in control, but you're having too much fun to even notice. Let's really talk about the art, because every background and character in Thank Goodness You're Here is lovingly detailed, colourful and inviting. Every detail in how the characters interact and the environment masterfully helps you feel at home in a northern British town. The sound design deepens the immersion even further. The voice acting is brimming with personality. Thick regional accents, exaggerated line deliveries, and a playfulness that perfectly complements the art style. Nothing really feels out of step within its world. Even the most absurd moments fit seamlessly into Barnsworth's rhythm. What truly sets the atmosphere apart as a cozy atmosphere is its emotional tone. Beneath the chaos and the comedy lies a genuine affection for the people and the setting it portrays. The game captures that distinctively British kind of cozy, quirky, self-deprecating, but deeply comforting. Thank Goodness You're Here doesn't just create a backdrop for its humour, it builds an entire mood, one that feels both nostalgic and refreshingly odd. Every scene and character makes Barnsworth not just a place you visit, but one you wish you can stay in just a little bit longer. So it's a 2 out of 2 for atmosphere. It's rare to find a game that makes you want to stay. Not to finish the quest, but just to exist amongst the weird, wonderful people who call it home. Hey there, just a quick pause to say that if you're enjoying the chill vibes and discovering new and unconventional cozy games, subscribe to the channel. If you wanted to support the channel a little bit more, you can also give this Slothee a coffee. And trust me, I need the energy. You can find the link in the description below. And now, back to the video. Thank Goodness You're Here reimagines what progress can look like in a cozy game. Instead of tracking growth through levels, skills, or achievements, the game measures it through connection, discovery, and emotional rhythm. Each new interaction builds a deeper understanding of Barnsworth and its eccentric residents, turning simple exploration into a sense of belonging. Progress isn't about mastering systems, it's about peeling back the layers of a world that feels alive and learning to appreciate its gentle absurdity. This approach fits beautifully with the broader philosophy of cozy gaming. Cozy games often reward players through comfort and curiosity rather than challenge. And Thank Goodness You're Here embodies that spirit completely. The game's narrative unfolds organically as you engage with its environment, creating a feeling of momentum that's satisfying without ever being stressful. Every conversation, every odd task, and every small discovery pushes you closer to understanding the world, giving your playtime a clear sense of growth and purpose even in the absence of traditional objectives. What makes this progression especially meaningful is its emotional nature. The more time you spend in Barnsworth, the more the game encourages you to slow down and enjoy the act of being present. To laugh, to notice the details, and appreciate the artistry of its world. By the time the story concludes, you don't just feel like you've completed a sequence of events, you feel like you've experienced something personal and unexpectedly heartwarming. Thank Goodness You're Here transforms progression into a cozy journey of connection and discovery, proving that even the most chaotic games can nurture a genuine sense of comfort and fulfillment. So it's a 2 out of 2 for meaningful progression. Progress here isn't marked by XP or trophies, it's measured in smiles and slaps. No review is truly honest without a quick moan, is it? The playtime for Thank Goodness You're Here clocks in at about 2, maybe 3 hours, if you take the time to smell the pixelated roses. It is perfect for a single sitting or cozy evening, but it can make it difficult to argue that the game has high replayability given its short nature and lack of procedurally generated events. One argument for its replayability is that the game's charm and humour is so potent that you may just want to re-experience your favourite moments again. Its world is light-hearted, visually warm and emotionally safe, qualities that make it pleasant to revisit even without new content. The developers have packed the world with so many jokes that you inevitably miss half of them on your first run, so a second run can still feel a little bit fresh. However, once you've seen most of what Barnsworth has to offer, the sense of wonder naturally fades. The game's humour and narrative rely heavily on timing and novelty, which means that returning for a second or third visit might not recreate the same magic. From a cozy gaming perspective, this is going to limit its long-term appeal. Ultimately though, Thank Goodness You're Here succeeds as a one-of-a-kind cozy experience. but its replayability rests more on its charm and mood than on meaningful variation. It's the perfect game to replay when you just want something warm and ridiculous without needing to think too hard. So, is Thank Goodness You're Here a cozy game? Well, it scores an 8 out of 10, putting it in our certified cozy category. Thank Goodness You're Here is a wonderfully strange and unexpected cozy experience that stands out for its sincerity and creativity. It takes the structure of a traditional cozy game and turns it into something more personal, a celebration of humour, community, and gentle chaos. Rather than relying on challenge or complex mechanics, it focuses on atmosphere and tone, inviting players to laugh, explore, and simply enjoy the world around them. It's a reminder that coziness doesn't always have to come in the form of farming or quiet daily routines. Sometimes we just need a space where you feel utterly safe to laugh, to explore, and to slap things with zero consequence. But that's just my take. What do you guys think? Does Thank Goodness You're Here count as a cozy game, or is it something entirely its own? And would you like to see more games that embrace this kind of playful, absurd approach to coziness? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.